The classic triad for diabetics is polyuria, polydipsia, and polyphagia. All three of these symptoms relate back to the person's ability to regulate blood glucose levels. Polyuria is probably the most prevalent of the three, and it is simply increase in urination. But why does this happen? What is the pathophysiology behind increased urination? The mechanism behind increased urination in diabetics is found in the kidneys, particularly within the nephron system. So just to point out the key structure, we have a glomerulus here and a proximal convoluted tubule. This structure is where the vast majority of glucose is going to be reabsorbed in the kidneys because our bodies want to maintain certain levels of glucose, so we try to keep as much of it as we can. However, in diabetics, because they have such high levels of blood glucose in their body, what ends up happening is this mechanism gets overwhelmed and glucose stays within the tubular system. This results in an increase in tonicity within what's known as the filtrate, or the fluid within the tubular system. And that increase in tonicity leads to pulling out of water. And that water then enters the tubule system, where it then goes into the collecting ducts, where it finally goes into the bladder, resulting in increase in urination. Now, the actual number by which this starts to occur is roughly 180 milligrams per deciliter. And that's the max amount of glucose that can be absorbed by the kidney system. And once that gets overwhelmed, you result with polyuria.
One of the hardest things that paramedic students have to do is make decisions when they walk on an ambulance because they don't have the experience in order to do that. And so what we've done is solve that problem. We have built dozens of interactive scenarios so you can see the patients and see their vital signs and answer questions that you see in front of you and get immediate feedback. So when you walk on an ambulance, you feel more confident treating your patients.